So I live in Dubai, and the girls here are something else you won't see anywhere else in the world. Dating in Dubai is definitely the easiest and the hardest thing out there. And there's of course a dark side of Dubai that people don't want to talk about. But I will talk about it in just a second. First, you need to understand why dating here is both the easiest and the hardest thing at the same time. Easiest because from an appearance point of view, it looks like there are many different options, but truly, there aren't. You see, getting a girl or going on a date in Dubai is the easiest thing ever. For a man, that's ideal, but for a woman, that is in many ways a problem. Why is it ideal for a man? Well, a man in Dubai is like a kid in a candy store, especially for a rich man. But it becomes a problem if it goes out of control. You see, for a man, it's actually very important to be able to get women. It's a deep source of validation. We all have that, like the thrill of getting a girl that we really like on a date, sleeping with her, kissing her, whatever it is. It's always a big sense of validation. It's something instilled in our biology, and that's why we're craving for it so much. And being so easy here in Dubai, it makes it very tempting for a man to capitalize it on every chance he gets. And that's why it's such a big distraction, because there's so many good-looking girls out here, models, girls that are being flown out from any part of the world to Dubai to live here, and their main focus is essentially living a fun life and being pretty. So imagine what's walking out here. You can find any beauty you can imagine, from Latin America to Europe to Eastern Europe. All the most beautiful girls literally come to Dubai. And getting this type of woman around you, and especially getting their approval, is no joke. It's something very empowering for a man. Like, you do get some sort of ego boost, and you do want it more and more, because again, you're like a kid in a candy store, so of course you want to try everything there is out there. But it is a distraction if we're dating without a purpose. So if you're just dating with the sole purpose of getting laid all the time, and that's for a man a daily need, and that can become a daily waste of time. And it's not just an hour, because it can take way more than that. It can take hours. Like, if you go out on a date, you go on a dinner, and you can do it for some time, sure, like we all been through that, but it's still a complete waste of energy and time. So it's definitely not a stoic behavior to go on a date every single day, because you're just gonna burn energy and waste your time in meaningless relationships. And actually, to quote Jordan Peterson, if you continuously date random girls or date random people to gain short-term pleasure and just use these people, you could be labeled a psychopath. My personal experience in Dubai was, especially after a breakup, that I just started indulging, and I'm guilty of the same behavior, as in, going out on different dates. It's fun, don't get me wrong, you get a lot of validation, but I think it comes in phases and it gets old very, very quickly. You get what you give, right? So if you put out this energy, you're gonna get the same quality energy back to you. And that's exactly what made me tired after a very short period of time, because it's just unfulfilling, and you're tired and you just get exhausted. I would be sometimes out with girls and don't even remember their names. And a lot of people outside say, like, girls are all like escorts, or they're not serious, or sugar babies, or not of that. One time I was out with my friend, and he pointed at a girl that he knew, and he said, that girl works at Shake Shack. And I looked at him, I was like, Shake Shack? What do you mean? I was like, Shake Shack? And in defense of that, girls come to Dubai, and they might come also with very good and clean intentions, like pure girls. They might come here with good intention at first, but that might change after some time, because they might fall in love with someone that has multiple girls, but they believe that she can be the one for him, or he might make her believe that, because there's a lot of people out there, tricking girls, and she might fall in love with the wrong guy, and she gets hurt, she gets heartbroken, and then she might repeat the same cycle with another guy. So what does this situation teach a girl? It teaches her that she's just one of them, and she feels used, and that experience can change her drastically. Like, a lot of girls here are traumatized by guys because they just feel used by them. So how does a girl not feel used? If she's in a relationship with someone and she feels that she's in a relationship, that's why a lot of girls, they like to believe they are in a relationship with that guy, only so they protect themselves from not actually feeling used. So they prefer to believe they are in a relationship so they don't feel used. Another way for girls to protect themselves from being used is getting something out of it. So if it's not on an emotional level, they're getting on a materialistic level. So They will go out with guys that can take them to their favorite places. So they're all the top restaurants. Take them on, trips, gifts. All the girls like to take trips here to malls to get their boyfriends, if they can call them that way, to pay for stuff. So at least there is a fair value of exchange. Like, I give you my time, I give you myself, but you buy me that Cartier bracelet, you buy me that Van Cleef necklace, or whatever it is. So at least they don't feel truly used. So boys are in the first place responsible for anything they put out and how they treat women, and then they can't complain if they find traumatized women being materialistic, as they say, because that's exactly what they're putting out in the first place. As men, at least as me, I wouldn't focus too much on what's going out there. I would focus on what's going inside myself. So I want to be the one worth finding, and I need to put in the necessary work to become that. And it's not just from a financial point of view. Who cares about that at some point? We need to be sure that we are ready to even have a relationship with someone else, that we love ourselves enough to be able to love someone else in a healthy way, because a lot of people are not really ready for that, they lack self-love. So if you're looking for the one partner in your life, it's perfectly normal to go on many dates that appear meaningless. It's a hard find. We're not trying to find 10 ideal partners, we're trying to find one. So if you go on a date and she's not the right one, and you went on 10 different dates, you tried different apps and so on, giving up now would not make sense, because you're trying to find someone very unique and complex. And if you have high standards, that's absolutely okay. You should have high standards, because we're talking about a partner that you're gonna share the majority of your time. So you should be extremely picky about that person. And it's not like you're not gonna find that you're screwed and you should settle for less. You should just continue living life, trying out dates, and just focusing on yourself. Also, I think if we have this hyper intention of finding anything in life, whether it's business or on a personal note, if we're chasing that too much, we will scare it away and we will push it away. Well, if we switch our energy in becoming the best person we can, in being the best partner we can personally be, I think that by living life with this frame and seeing this situation with this frame can give us better chances of success. And actually, after a recent psychedelic experience I had with ayahuasca, it really helped me shift my focus back on myself and being less distracted with all the girls out there, and actually seeing through what I really want in life. So I don't let my biological impulses take over my evenings as much anymore. I rather prioritize who I'm spending it with and prioritizing quality time over just, pleasure. Only chasing pleasure gets old and it's not really fulfilling. And after I've been single for more than a year now, and that became very clear to me. I'm in a different stage of my life now where I'm more open to, finding the right one in a way that I'm only gonna enjoy myself if I really feel like it, but it's not gonna be on a daily occasion. And I'm really focusing on becoming a better partner myself. And as a funny thing I did recently that I think more of, when I go shop, if I see a beautiful dress for a girlfriend, I just end up buying it, even though I don't have a girlfriend, even though I don't know how she looks like. But it's just that energy that I'm putting in that I like how it makes me feel. So I have these clothes in my closet, or gifts that I have for a future girlfriend, even though I don't have one. It's a bit funny, perhaps, it's not something, I would normally do. But I'm just visualizing that, and as we know, visualizing anything can help us get it. And it doesn't matter when it happens, as long as it's the right thing. So I don't want to rush myself. You shouldn't rush yourself in finding the right partner. It shouldn't be something that we rush. We shouldn't, I have a business, I have multiple businesses, and I don't rush hires. Maybe I hire someone, but I fire them fast. So from a dating point of view, that should be just the same thing. This was a funny one. I wonder if we should do more. Let me know in the comments. I see you in the next video. Peace.